What's up, my Jinxes? Hope y'all are having a Jinx-filled day. And today I'm gonna be looking at this short story, Rockin' the Runway. Rockin' the Runway. And it's featuring Nevra. Hi, I'm Nevra, and I'm gonna tell you how my best friends and I turned a fashion disaster into a fashion triumph. It was midsummer, and we were all lying on the grass in Jade's back garden, soaking up the sun. Jade was reading a fashion mag. Sasha's face was half hidden by her styling Italian sunnies. You might have thought she was asleep except for her left foot moving to the beat of the hip-hop grooves on her MP3 player. Chloe was getting artistic, painting sunflowers on her toenails, and Yasmin was chewing on the end of her pencil and writing something in her notebook. So it was an average chilled-out Sunday afternoon. Yasmin sighed loudly, and I looked up in surprise. "What's crackin', pretty princess?" "Oh, it's one of the charities I volunteer for," said Yasmin. "They've written to ask me for some fundraising ideas, but I just can't seem to get inspired." "What charity is it?" asked Chloe. It raises money for orphans in poor countries," Yasmin explained. "It buys them food, medicine, clothes, but they haven't had any donations this year, and they're worried that they won't have enough for all the children they take care of." "Did you say clothes?" asked Jade with interest. "Yasmin, I might be getting one of my brilliant ideas." "Always so modest," teased Sasha, pulling her sunnies down her nose and looking at Jade over them. "What's your idea, cool cat?" "How about we put on a fashion show?" Jade said simply. "Ooh," squealed Chloe in excitement. "Oh no, I've smudged the sunflower on my pig toe." "Sorry, Angel," Jade Sofa laughed. "Seriously though, I bet we could raise loads of money for charity and have fun at the same time. What'd you say?" "I'm in," declared Chloe. "Me too," agreed the rest of us. "What could be more fun than combining friends in fashion?" Yasmin gave Jade a hug. "You're amazing," she said. "Thanks for being such a great friend." We got down to planning the event straight away. Chloe took charge of photography, makeup, and hair. Yasmin agreed to design the tickets and arrange the advertising. Sasha said that she would book the venue and plan the music, and Jade's job was to put together the clothes. I agreed to decorate the venue and find some models. "What about a theme?" asked Sasha, sucking the end of her pen. Bunny Boo is never happier than when she's making lists and planning things. "I think Jade should decide the theme," said Yasmin. "It's her idea that got us all started." "Well," said Jade decisively, "let's make it a Miami theme then. It's turning out to be a scorching summer, and we can give the audience some fashion-forward pointers for the from the Sunshine State. No one does the summer look better than Californians." Oh my god. The only free spot at the local hall was the following Saturday afternoon, which meant that we had very little time. But anything is possible when you all pull together. We had a totally manic week trying to organize the show in time, but by Friday evening it seemed as though everything was going to be fine. We met at Yasmin's house for a final run-through, and Sasha ticked off items on her list of things to do in her electronic personal organizer. Advertising and tickets. I stuck posters up all around the school and across town, said Yasmin. "I've sold 150 tickets, and there are loads more in case people just turn up on the day." Sasha made a big black tick on her list. "Jade, what about the clothes?" "I called every fashion boutique I could think of," replied Jade. "Some of them wouldn't help, but I got two to say they would send us some of their most out there samples. We can be a sort of fashion test for them." "Awesome," I exclaimed. "If anyone knows how to use ahead of the game fashions, it's you, cool cat." "They're sending all the clothes first thing tomorrow," added Jade. "I have to be at the hall early to meet the Lori. Is the venue all arranged, Bunny Boo?" "Totally under control," said Sasha, flicking back her long silky hair. "And I've designed an awesome music scheme. I set it up this evening." "I've booked the photographer," announced Chloe, "and my beauty kit is ready to rock." "What about the models?" Sasha asked me. "Sorted," I told her. "My cousin is a model, and she is bringing a group of her modeling friends. I'm going to decorate the hall tonight. I've designed some styling backdrops for the catwalk, all in the Miami theme, with palm trees and loads of color." Sasha closed her organizer and flashed us a dazzling grin. "So we have nothing to worry about," she said. "See how easy things can be when you're organized? Now how about a smoothie to celebrate?" We linked arms and went to the smoothie bar. Later that night, Later that evening, Sasha and I headed for the hall to start setting up. While I worked on the decor, Sasha set up the music system and put her CDs in the right order. I worked really hard decorating the hall, setting up the catwalk, and ringing up a curtain for the models to prepare behind. There was a little room at the back of the hall which was set up as a dressing room for Chloe, and we prepared a space for all the fast clothing changes that were going to have to happen. It was really late when we finally left, but it felt great to know we had such a kickin' cool fashion show venue. But next morning, things started to go spectacularly wrong. The first problem came before I was even out of bed. My mobile rang and I flung out an arm to grab it and knocked over my bedside lamp. I mumbled to the phone trying to wake up. "You've got to get down to the hall now," squealed Yasmin down the line. I moved the phone away from my ear. "What's wrong?" "Jade just rang me. It's a disaster. The lorry carrying the clothes had an accident on the way here. The driver's okay, but the clothes are ruined." "What?" I sat up, wide awake in a moment. "You're kidding." "I wish I was," yelled Yasmin. "What are we gonna do?" Jade's been being totally calm about it, but I know she's freaking on the inside. The boutiques don't have any more samples to spare." "Oh no," I groaned. "What are we gonna do?" "Just hurry down to the hall," said Yasmin. "We're all meeting there, quick." Within 15 minutes, I was at the hall. Jade and Yasmin were already there. Yasmin looking frantic while Jade looked chilled. Before I could speak to them, my mobile rang again. It was my cousin. "I've got bad news," she said. "I'm really sorry, but we can't make it this afternoon. Our agency has booked us in for a magazine photo shoot. There's just no way out of it." "But you promised," I exclaimed. "I'm sorry," she said again, "but this is paid work. I can't turn it down for charity." I groaned after we said goodbye and told the others. "We've lost our models too," I sighed miserably. "Oh well," shrugged Jade. "We've got no clothes for them to wear anyway." "That's not all," said Chloe, who had just walked up behind us. "The photographer's ill. He can't make it." "This is a disaster," Yasmin cried. "Here's Sasha," said Yasmin. She repeated the news about the models and the photographer. Sasha looked like thunder. "Didn't you guys arrange any backup?" she snapped. I felt my temper start to bubble. "In a week?" I retorted. "We did well to arrange anything at all. So how come everything I organized is working just fine?" she inquired. "Back off, Sasha," said Jade, raising an eyebrow. "We couldn't know any of those things would happen." "Well, never could have arranged for a few more models," said Chloe. I glared at her. "You could have arranged for another photographer," I replied crossly. "And why did Jade have to have all the clothes coming in the same lorry?" "To save money," snapped Yasmin. "In case you've forgotten, we're trying to raise money for charity here." Sasha glared at us and unlocked the hall. We all stepped inside. The other three gasped when they saw what we had done the night before. "It looks fabulous," said Yasmin. "Pity it was a total waste of time," Sasha snapped. She walked over to the stereo system and switched it on. "We needn't have bothered, Nevra. We're gonna have to cancel." Before anyone could reply, there was a loud crackle and a bright flash. The amplifier made a strange whining sound and went dead. A little spiral of smoke curled out of the top of it. Sasha stared at the amplifier and we stared at Sasha, waiting for her to explode. There was a long pause, then the corner of her mouth began to twitch. "That'll teach me," she said, turning to us and holding out her hands. "I'm sorry, you guys. I had no right to yell at you. I just lost my temper. We're in a real mess." We all grinned ruefully, but Jade had a familiar gleam in her green eyes. "You know what?" she said. "We are being way too negative about this. We're best friends. We can do anything, right?" We all started to feel a bit better. "I've got an idea about the photographer," said Chloe. "Why don't we ask Kobe? He could borrow a camera from school and get some awesome shots for us." "That's a scorching idea, Angel," grinned Yasmin. "Kobe's as good as a professional photographer. We should have just asked him in the first place." I was looking thoughtfully at the other girls. "You know," I said, "we don't need a bunch of professional models either. We all know how to wear fashion with flair. We can be the models. I'll give Dana and Megan a call. I'm sure they'll help us out too." "That's a crazy cool idea," whooped Jade. Then her face fell. "But having models is no help. We still don't have the clothes to put them in." "Jade, you are more fashion forward than any of those boutiques," exclaimed Sasha. "And you've got some of the hippest wardrobes in the country to choose from." "Bunny Boo's right," added Chloe. You can take clothes from all our wardrobes and put together in a head of the game collection. You're right, Jade agreed. But I'll need a hand. Yasmin, will you come with me? Sure thing, cool cat. Jade and Yasmin darted off to hit the fashion trail, and Chloe, Sasha, and I grinned at each other. Crisis over, I said, heaving a sigh of relief. Not quite, sighed Chloe, pointing to the stereo. We still don't have a music system. I just might have a solution to that, said Sasha with a wink. She pulled out her mobile and walked away to make a couple of calls. Chloe and I watched her with our fingers crossed. Sorted, she announced after the second call. A couple of days ago, I was chatting to Joe, the guy who owns the Jet Bar. You know, the one that always has groovin' live music? We nodded, smiling. Sasha knows everyone who's anything to do with the music scene. Well, she continued. Joe was telling me how he's accidentally double booked 2 bands for tonight, so he had to cancel one of them. I just ran to check if they're available this afternoon instead, and they said yes. Chloe and I squealed and threw our arms around Sasha. That is totally awesome, I gasped. Live music is so much better than a stereo, Chloe added. Next, we rang Kobe and explained the situation on speakerphone. He didn't sound too happy, and we could hear talking in the background. The thing is, ladies, Kobe said, all the guys are here and I plan to go surfing with them. We all groaned. But it's a crisis, Chloe wailed. Look, why don't you all come? Interrupted Sasha. There are enough cameras to go around, and if you're all together, it'll be much more fun. And Kobe is for a good cause. What'd you say? Kobe laughed. Okay, you're very persuasive, Bunny Boo. We'll see you there at 2:30 then, Sasha declared and hung up. Jade and Yasmin had a frantic morning, dashing around picking the best items from all our wardrobes and working out a fashion scheme. We rang everyone we could think of and begged them to be models for the afternoon. Dana and Megan turned up with our new friends Phoebe and Roxy. Poor Chloe was rushed off her feet doing all their hair and makeup. Sasha took charge of organizing the models and putting out all the outfits on racks for the quick changes. The band arrived and was setting up as Chloe started to do my hair. Chloe strolled in with Dylan, Cameron, and Cade. They were all carrying cameras. Ready for your close-ups, ladies? Asked Cameron as he snapped a few scorching shots of Chloe. Ready as we'll ever be, Yasmin replied. Let's rock, girls. She threw open the doors and saw there was already a long queue outside the hall. Welcome to the charity fashion show, cried Yasmin. Come on in. The live band kicked in with some storming sounds as the audience packed into the little hall. All the tickets sold out. When we were sure everyone had arrived, we hit the spotlights. Jade grabbed the microphone to introduce the designs, and the show began. We had a blast strutting our stuff on the catwalk, and the fashion show was a major success. The crowd loved the decor and the live music, and Jade's last minute Miami fashion line looked amazing. The boys were kicking as photographers, and we got plenty of styling snaps of the day. One of them even made it onto the front cover of the school magazine. But best of all was the awesome total we raised for Yasmin's charity. We proved that when it comes to fashion, nothing can hold us back. Alright, that's it for today's video. In the next part, we'll look at spring clean and sort, Sasha's concert tips, Miami smoothies, and styling superstar. See y'all in the next video. Bye. Love you, my jinxes.